guys, just doing a review on The Call. Well, I don't even know what to say about the movie really because it's a movie where I don't want to say too much about it. Yeah, because I was kind of surprised watching it. I didn't know what kind of movie it was going to be until I actually got halfway through. And I was just like completely sucked in. Because Koreans, they just make the best movies. And if you think about it, a lot of the best Hollywood movies come from Koreans basically because people from Hollywood just basically copy their ideas. Like, for example, Matrix. That wasn't something that came from Hollywood straight away. Basically, Koreans kind of made a story similar to The Matrix, called Ghost in a Shell. If you've ever watched that animated movie, perfection, and many other movies like Akira and stuff. Like all these big Hollywood movies kind of come from Koreans. So like they always come up with the best ideas, and then Hollywood just steals them and says, "Yeah, we did it first." But there are people out there who actually show respect to where they get their ideas from. Like for example, Inception, like that, like Inception kind of comes from like a other anime movie that I've never watched before, but I guess my brother's watched it, but I guess I need to watch it too. Yeah, like I wouldn't say like everything in Inception is stolen from that animated movie, but like that hallway scene with what happens, yeah, stuff like that. Like that's definitely from that other anime movie, but at least the director actually says that he got some inspiration from that anime movie. Yeah. But most people don't really say. Like people just have to find out and then they'll say that like how it was inspired. Yeah. But yeah, basically what my point is that Koreans make the best movies, and after watching this is like one of my favorite time travel movies. Man, it was so good and surprising. I don't even know if it's like my. I don't even know what is my favorite time travel movie. Like before, when I watched Endgame for the first time, I mean, just the way how they did time travel in that movie was cool. I mean, you've got Back to the Future. There's, can you count Groundhog Day? I mean, there's just so many great time travel movies, and this one's definitely easily like in the top three. I'm just not sure if I should put it number one because it's also kind of like a horror as well. So yeah, it's basically a time travel movie and also a horror. So if you're a horror fan, you'll love this. If you're a time travel fan, you'll love this. Sci-fi, yeah, it kind of like uses both of those elements and just pushes it to perfection, man. Like I just don't know. I just don't really want to say too much about the story because I mean the call basically like there's this girl who gets a phone call because I guess she just wanted someone to talk to. Like it just starts with like her losing her phone, but then she ends up using like the house phone, and then well I think it's the house phone, and then she ends up talking with this person, and I just really don't want to spoil too much because things start to happen from that call. Yeah, I just really don't want to spoil anything because this is a movie that you just need to go in and experience, and you'll be so amazed, like by the end, and also shocked. That's all I'll say. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to find such a great movie like this on Netflix, but Koreans they have the best movies. Yeah, they make the best stuff to me. A lot of stuff wouldn't really be that great without them as well, if you think about it. Yeah, they just make the most entertaining stuff, man, to watch and hell to play like Yakuza. I don't know why I'm even saying Yakuza, but But yeah, such a great movie. I mean, I'll probably talk about spoilers in like 1 minute. It's just right now I'm just trying to recommend the movie before I talk about spoilers. So I guess for another minute. Like definitely some great acting in this movie. Some great cast members from both of the two main stars. Like two of the women who are the main characters in this movie. Like they do like such a great job. Like just man, especially the one on at the other end of the phone. Like man, probably the thing that carries this movie. Yeah, she was so good. And then how they make you, just the way how they make you care for both girls, and then with what happens, it's crazy, man. Because I wasn't expecting things was going to go in that direction, which I'll talk about in spoilers. But yeah, I was really surprised with this movie because with the way how they was doing the time travel in this movie, I was thinking like it was gonna get to a point where I just can't really say it because spoilers. But yeah, all I can say is that I recommend you check out this movie if you've never seen it. I don't want to spoil anything. Just go into the movie without watching the trailer. Just go into it. It's on Netflix, or try to find it over here to watch it. Yeah, just watch it because you won't be disappointed. I promise you that. Yeah. So, spoiler warning. So I'll talk about spoilers in three, two, one. All right. So I'm gonna talk about spoilers now. So yeah, man, this movie was so good. Oh my god. Where to start? So I guess from the phone call when she talks to the other woman for the first time, who's I guess getting tortured by her stepmother. And as for our main character, like basically her dad died years ago when she was younger, and now her mum's sick, and she kind of blames her mum for the dad's death, basically. So then it gets to a point where she finds someone to talk to on the phone, and they become friends. And then she finds out that this girl's getting tortured on the other end on the other end of the phone, basically, because like I guess the stepmother, kind of treats her like she's possessed or something, like she's an evil spirit, and she's basically torturing her daughter, her stepdaughter. And I guess our main character wants to try help, you know, her somehow, while also learning that she's actually in the past, while she's in the present day, the future. Well, for the one on the other end, it'd be the future for them. For her, it's the past. Yeah. So in the way that they're able to communicate from the past and present, like it's just so cool how they do it, man. And the girl on the other end can like send things from the past into the future. Like man, the way how to do that, it's just so cool. Such a cool idea with how they do it and how they execute it. Like especially by the end, I'm just like, wow, this is so meta. Like oh my god, so cool. Yeah, because that last part, oh my god, what a climax to the movie. It was crazy, which I'll get to. Yeah, because basically, first the one in the past kind of helps out our main character, who is in a lot of grieving still from what happened with her father when she was younger, and then everything that's happening with her mother right now, and how she can't really pay for what's happening to her because she has like cancer. And in the way, she doesn't really care about it, so it's kind of she's probably in a really complicated state. The main character. I mean, she probably hits her mum, but does she want her to die? It's just so because at the end of the day, it's her mum, so it's really an awkward situation. Yeah, and this character comes saying that she can basically bring back the father and make things better, and it gets to a point where because basically what happens is that like the mother kind of leaves on like the gas or something when she was younger, and that's why she basically blamed the mom all this time. But when I guess the person kind of turns off the gas from the past because she's like near the area where our main character was when she was a kid with her parents. So as a result, she actually saves the father, and like our main character is just so shocked. Like just the way how she does emotions, like she's so good, man. When it comes to like the emotional stuff, the main character just does such a great job because man, that's how everyone would react if they saw people from the dead that they lost. Yeah, like family members. Yeah, it's just her reaction, man. So good. And then when it comes to I'll get to that stuff because basically this is when things are getting better for the main character while things are getting worse for the other character who's getting tortured by her stepmother. And it seems like it gets to a point where she's not really responding straight away because our main character is kind of enjoying being with her family again. So yeah, she kind of gets a bit mad about that, and it gets to a point where it just gets really rough, man, with how she tortures her stepdaughter. Oh my god, like just whipping her and everything, bruises everywhere. I mean, if that was me, I'd be crazy, and if I got the chance, I'd want to kill her as well. Because it gets to a point where she finds out that she dies from the mother, basically. That the mother basically gets arrested for life, I think. Yeah. So she basically helps the one in the past who's getting tortured and what's going to happen to her. So she's kind of aware that the mother's going to try and kill her. So she's able to fight back against the mother, even though the mother barely even tried to stop her when she tried to kill her but failed. And then she just stood there while she just used like a fire extinguisher, made gas go everywhere, and then basically took her out after that. Yeah, basically killed the mother. And she got to be free, I guess. Yeah. But the thing is, this is when you realize the main character just made a huge mistake, because when I guess the girl in the past gets a boyfriend, the boyfriend kind of finds like the body parts of the mother, and I guess you can see what's gonna happen now. Like, basically, the one in the past is gonna be the villain of the movie. I mean, she's a bit crazy as well, anyway. So, man, it's just the way when she's out in the streets for the first time, the way how she's just looking around like she's a crazy person. Yeah, I mean, obviously she's doing things she never really got to do when she was locked up all those years by her mother. But yeah, man, you could tell she had a sinister energy. I mean, when I was first watching, I was like, man, I feel so bad for her. And then when it got to the point where the boyfriend finds the body parts, I'm just like, oh god, she's actually the villain in it. That's where they're going with this. Yeah. I mean, what would you do in that situation? I mean, say if you still killed her anyway because you're trying to defend yourself, would that still be bad? I don't even know. Because when she kills the boyfriend as well, her boyfriend, that's when I guess, yeah, she's the villain after that. Because that's when the main character also notices that something's gone wrong. Because basically the owner disappears because, she kills the owner who was her boyfriend, yeah, who kind of delivered strawberries around the town and stuff and had like a proper strawberry company and stuff. So like when she noticed that was missing, she realized that, the person that she helped killed him. Man, it's just crazy how this story works, man. Then when it gets to a point where she has a chance that she might get arrested, the one in the past, she tells the one in the future to like find some evidence, but then she starts ignoring her, and then she gets really mad about that when she starts just mainly just hanging with her family. And then like one time when she's like riding with her father, something crazy happens and he basically vanishes, and just the mirror and everything goes all over the place in the car, and she basically loses her father again, which, man, so devastating for her. Just the way how she acts in that scene, just in all of her emotional scenes, like for the whole movie, like she's such a great actor, man. I'd love to see her in another movie, man, because she does such a good job at like showing emotion. Some of the best emotions I've seen in a movie, man. Wow, like she's such a good actor. Yeah. And then the one who's the villain, like she's so good at playing crazy, man. Like, oh my god, just when she's laughing and everything, man, doing all of her sinister acts. Oh my god. And then she basically has her past self basically locked up, so she's like trapped. So if she doesn't listen, she could end up killing her in the past. Yeah, which is just crazy to think about. Like her life is in this person's hands now because she didn't really listen to her. Mm. So really, was she kind of better off not answering the phone, or from this point, like she's just kind of caused so much mayhem. Like people who are not supposed to be dead have died. Her father's died again, so it kind of made everything pointless. And now the mother could be in danger next as well, which she does. And then that's when the main character tries to, well, first she tries to make sure she doesn't die because she's kind of kidnapped right now, and tries to get the evidence for the person. But then she's also got like a trap ready, like in that barn, because that barn's supposed to blow up. So she tries to kill her in that barn, but she somehow survives. Then it gets to a point where the police are investigating to find out what happened to, I guess, the stepmother. So she tries to fool the police, but there's a chance that they'll still find the evidence anyway. Then she'll just get locked up and for life and stuff. But basically, I guess the character in the future kind of finds out that someone kind of takes the knife, which is used for evidence, that locks her away. The one in the past. So she kind of finds the proper location, and then she probably kills that guy who was the one who gives the evidence anyway. So yeah, no witnesses basically. I mean, she's not going to really have a choice anyway because obviously she's going to have to kill the girl because she's seen so much. So those people die. Yeah. And then when it gets to a point where the mother's talking to her in the future and all that, trying to protect her, yeah. I was thinking, man, this is just getting crazy. Like you're talking to your mother in the past, and she's basically in danger by the killer, because she basically like kills like the police officer. Then she's kind of on the one in that moment, while also she's on the one from the present version of the past girl, which it just gets so crazy, man. Like it's just the way how to do that finale, man. Oh my god, like the woman from the past is also in the future at this point, trying to chase down our main character. Like it's just crazy. While also trying to protect the mother. It's just so much is going on, and it's just I'm so hooked at that point. Oh my god, because she's trying to survive while also trying to protect her mother. Then it gets to a point where it's all left to the mother because she's about to die. If the mother doesn't really get the upper hand, because it gets to a point where I'm thinking like, damn, is the mother dead? But then she comes back up and protects the daughter, because her in the past is also about to get killed by the present past girl, and it's just, oh my god. And then the mother and the killer end up falling like down, and then everything just goes back to the present, and then it seems like the mother's dead, but then you just see her alive, which is nice. And then just having that relieved face at the end, I'm just like, oh man, what a journey. And then when the credits start rolling, just not even like a minute, like we see a twisted ending with the person from the killer from the past, who is her present self, kind of tells the version of her in the past that things are gonna go horribly wrong, and that the mum in the end is gonna defeat her, and basically she's able to get the upper hand on her mother this time, and basically kills her. And then we all know what's probably gonna happen to the main character at that point, with the way how they end it with her in a chair and stuff, like how she is in the past as a little kid. Like, man, yep, she probably died. Basically, the villain wins at the end, and everything that she did was all for nothing, really. She ended up helping the villain, if you think about it. Man, such a twisted ending, but man, definitely surprising. Definitely like one of my favorites when it comes to time travel movies, and it's definitely a great horror movie as well. Yeah, 10 out of 10. A must watch. Yeah. And I'd love to watch that again, even though I know how it ends. Man, it was just such a crazy trip, though. Yeah. But yep, hope you enjoyed the review. Guess I'll end it here. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.